many years ago, my great-grandfather died, and we went to the house. This is a little small town in another part of South Carolina. And back then, when somebody died, they didn't lay them in a funeral home for people to visit, for visitation. They would take them home, and they would take the coffin into the living room, and they would set the coffin in front of the couch. So people would come in, and they would, sure gonna miss it, Well, it was just about dark, and people were coming in, I was a little fella, so I was sitting there playing, and there was this man came up, and he said, young man. I said, yes, sir. And I looked at him, he's about 6'1", 6'2", real thin, long face, beautiful suit. Tie, had a gold, like a blue tie with gold stripes. So anyway, make a story short. I said, yes, sir. He said, young man, my hat blew under the house. Would you mind getting it for me? And I was clean, but I felt kind of bad for him losing his hat, an old man like that. He must have been about 70, somewhere along there. So I said, yes, sir, I'll get it for you. So I climbed my little butt down the stairs, scoot up under the house, and come back out, and there he is. I handed him his hat. He said, thank you, young man. And he hung his hand out, and when he did, he dropped a silver dollar in my hand. And I said, wow, $1. So I go in the house, and I'm flipping that silver dollar, and I'm, my dad says, where'd you get that money? I said, man lost his hat under the house and asked me if I'd get it for him, so he gave me $1. My dad said, no, you're not taking nobody's money. Let's go find him. So we went outside, we're looking, and he ain't around. We look in the house, and he ain't around. And Grandma asked me, she said, well, what did he look like? Because I know, she knew everybody in town. And I told her, I said, he was about 6'1", 6'2", real thin, had a long face, and beautiful blue suit. And my grandma just grabbed her mouth and went, and didn't say a word. And my mom said, Grandma, what's wrong? She said, I, and she went on about her business. About 15 minutes later, she come back, and she said, with a book, it was a photo book. And she's showing us the photo, the book, and I open up, she said, Charlie, can I ask you a question? I said, yes, ma'am, Grandma. She says, do you see that man in this picture? And I'm looking at him, and I flip the page, and there he was. There he is, Grandma. That's the man that gave me the $1. God, boom. Grandma hugged me. She said, Charlie, that's old Mr. Jones. He's been dead for 10 years. And he was buried in that blue suit and that tie. She said, save that $1. He came, he said goodbye to my grandfather, and his spirit disappeared. And I never saw the old man again.